Hey, what's up guys? Fabrizio Vanmarciano here from vanmarciano.co.pro. Welcome back to another quick bricks builder and CSS tutorial. So in this video, we're going to create a really cool pulsing circle or icon or element on our page template that we're working on here using some custom CSS, of course. And we're doing this in bricks. So let's dive straight onto the screen and get started. Hey guys, welcome back to the screencast. So let's get started with this. So you can see here I have a template section set that I've been working on. This is a brand new set of templates that's going to be available for our members over at vanmarciano.pro. So if you're watching this and you're a member of my membership platform, then you can log in and access these sections. We'll be adding a few more to this set in the coming weeks. So yeah, keep an eye out for those. So what we're going to be doing in here is we're going to add a new feature to this card container here, this left card container. You can see I have some elements already inside here, but what I want to do is add a little last updated feature or a message above here at the top of this card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this pretext here very quickly and just hide this inside of the builder and also on the front end. Okay. And I'm going to select the card and drop in another container. So that is going to be a block element. Okay. And then inside of this block, I'm going to go and drop in a div. Okay. Followed by a simple text element at this time. So yeah, that is fine. So let's go back and rename this block here. So this is going to be our last updated wrapper or container or block, whatever you want to call it. And this is our div. It's actually going to be our indicator or pulse icon, I should call it. And then this is our text, last updated text. Okie dokie. So I haven't actually given this a class, this container here. I can do, but for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to leave it as it is. So I'm going to set the direction to horizontal and then also come down here to align cross axis and set this to the center as well. Now, I want to drag this above the main heading or the minimum heading here. So we have main content, min heading. So that should say main heading. Okay, so yeah, let's drag this above here. Okie dokie. So here we have it here. Now let's just select this little text element here. Now we can also use dynamic data inside here to fetch the date depending on when we come into this page to edit. But I'm just going to change this text to read updated April 29th, which is today's date, I think, 2026. Now, like I said, we can use dynamic data instead of, adding content in here manually. So I'm also going to, give this a class. So I have a utility class for this one body text light that I can use. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the text, the updated part, and just set this to bold so we can see this a little bit better. Yeah, and that is pretty much it. There's nothing else I need to do to this one. So let's select the icon next. Now, we set this to be a div. We actually added a div inside here, so we don't actually want to do that. Let me just get rid of this. Let's select the wrapper once again. Yeah, we do not want a div. We want a code block element here, like so. And then let's drag this code above the text part. And then, so this is going to be our pulse icon div, all right? So I'm actually going to give this the class of pulse, I think, or pulse icon. We can use whatever you want. So yeah, pulse will do. All right, so we have a field to add some PHP and HTML, and we have a CSS field and JavaScript field. Now I'm only going to use two of these fields, the HTML and CSS part, okay? So I hope you can see what's going on the screen here. Everything is microscopic, which is a little bit of a shame. I have increased my browser window size, but it's actually, if I minimize the structure panel here, you might be able to see this a bit better. Here we go. Right, I'm going to save everything and then, continue with this. So what I want to do now is I want to get rid of this piece of default HTML that's inside here. Get rid of that. Okay. And then I want to write my own markup inside here. So as I said, we want to create a div. So I'm going to type in div. All right. And then inside of this div, we're going to add a few spans. Okay. Like so. We just copy this part, paste. Actually, let me just expand this a little bit more so we can see what's happening here. Okay, so we have a div, and inside of the div, we've nested a couple of spans or 3 spans. So I'm going to give this div a class. So that is going to be the same class as we gave the element itself, which is going to be pulse, okay? And pretty much that is all we need to do for this part, for the time being. Now, let's go into the CSS and begin adding some code inside here. So I'm going to expand this to full screen once again. And so we're going to start with the class that we just used. So that is going to be pulse, okay? Now, you can follow along with me, but if you're familiar with CSS, you don't have to use the exact format that I'm using here or the structure. You can write your own CSS if you're familiar with it. But if you're not familiar with CSS, you can just follow along and I'll explain what's going on in just a second. So we're using the class. We're adding the class that we've just added to the element and also inside of our markup. So for this part, we want to add the position, okay, which is going to be relative. And then actually, I'm just going to create a new line and type in pulse, okay, add the same class. Oops, let's try that again. P-U-L-S-E. And this is going to be the span, okay? So the span, obviously, the position is going to be absolute, okay? So let's go back to the first one here and continue with this. We're going to add a width of, let's try 18 pixels. Or actually, let's try 15 pixels. Or 16. No, let's go for 15, and we can always change that in just a second. So the height is going to be the same, 15 pixels. Now for here, we're going to add width and height as well. And these are going to be set to 100%. Okay, they didn't change. So let's go back to the first one here, and we want to add a background. So the background is going to be a color. Now, I'm using a green, but I'm also using custom variables for this project. So I'm going to use the variable primary. You can use whatever you want. And also I'm going to add a border radius as well. Again, I'm using a variable for this, and that's going to be radius FL, I do believe, for full. Now I'm just going to quickly check this, go into my variables here. Radius FL, that's the one. Okay, so that is that for the time being. Let's go back to the span, and we want to set the background as well here. Well, we don't actually need to, but I'm going to type in background inherit, and the border radius is inherit as well. And then we're going to set the animation. Okay, this is the important part. We're going to use pulse, animate, 2 seconds, ease out. Infinite. Okay, now we need to break the line up and add a new declaration block, and this is going to be a keyframe. So we're going to type in keyframes, and the name is pulse animate. And inside here we're going to type in 100%. Okay, opening and closing curly brackets, and we're going to go opacity. Try that again, opacity. Let's go for 0, and then we want to add a transform, yep, scale, and that is going to be 2.0. Or actually, let's go 1.5 to begin with. 1.5. Now, I think that's pretty much all we need to add for the time being. Just double checking this. Oh yeah, we need to add an opacity for the span here. We can't leave that as it is here. So for here, let's try so we have 0. Yeah, we want to bring that back into, so let's go opacity let's try 0.8, okay? And then we can always adjust this. Now, I don't know what this is going to look like on the front end, so let me just come out of this and see what we have. Now, we need to expand this a little bit. We need to actually sign this code here, or execute code. So we need to enable this and then sign the code. So, all right, so you can see it's kind of working, but we want this to be round, so something's not worked here. So maybe we have the border radius FL. Oh, radius. I've misspelled that. So radius. Yeah, my fault. Radius. Here we go. Little spelling error here. Here we go. So now we can see that it's working. We can see the pulse as well. I'm not too sure if you can see this. It's very small here on this screen, but we can see the pulse working. Now, I'm going to make a tiny little adjustment to this. I'm going to set the opacity to 6, I think. And also, I want to increase the size as well. So I think let's try 18 pixels. Or, yeah, let's 18 pixels. And let's also increase the size of the, ever so slightly, the transform, the scale. Okay, let's have a look. And yeah, that's much better. I like that. And so, yeah, there you have it. So let me just save this now and have a quick look at this on the front end. And here we go. So just double refresh this actually. You can see that our little pulse icon is working, and it is as simple as that. We've created a little feature, updated. Now we can go back into here. and play with this wrapper a little bit. Now, let's go into Style, Layout, and come down here to the width and set this to auto, like so. Let's also add a little bit of padding inside here, space. I'm going to add 3XS maybe, apply this all the way around. And actually, let me just, opposites linked. Let's make this a little bit bigger on the left and the right, or maybe bigger than that. Okay, like this. And then I'm also going to add a border radius here. So radius full, FL, sorry. Apply this all the way around, like so. And let's add a 1 pixel border, solid. Okay, color, I'm going to use a variable background dark, or light rather. Oh, here we go, yeah. Let's try 20 and see what that does. So I'm going to save this, have a quick look on the front end here, and here we go. That looks pretty cool. Okay, so I wanted to keep this tutorial short. I hope you've enjoyed this one. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up wherever you're watching this, whether you're watching on Van Marciano Pro or my YouTube channel. And if you want to check out more little CSS tricks and page builder tutorials, I have a bunch of them available on my membership platform. You can head over there and see what we have to offer. And so, yeah, there you have it. So once again, if you are a Van Marciano Pro member, you can log in to the site and access the code snippet, the CSS, and the class structure names for this little tutorial. Additionally, if you want to ask me any questions, you can leave them in the comment section below this video on YouTube. But if you want to engage with me and ask me any other questions and you're a member, just head over to our Click community platform, log in and post the link to this tutorial and ask me questions, and I'll be happy to answer them there. Okay, I'm here to help you at the end of the day, and we're all in this together, learning and having fun. Yeah, so this wasn't overly complicated, nothing too technical or fancy here, but I hope you've enjoyed it nevertheless, and I hope to see you in the next one real soon. Until then, take it easy and peace. Cheers.